On the Way-Do radio show. On the Way-Do radio. On the Way-Do radio show. Where it's much more than music, it's ministry.
Let's go, man. DJ Way-Do, the Way-Do radio show. The big homie Canon is here, man.
I am.
You in the building?
Yes.
Mad Haven.
Yes.
Let's talk about it, man.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, man. We ain't got to talk about
I'm
it.
kidding,
man.
I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding.
We ain't got to talk about it.
I'm kidding. I want to talk about it.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, gonna talk about it. What you want to talk about?
Let's start with the concept, man.
Okay, okay. Well, I mean, Mad Haven, man. It's my resting place. It's my joy in the Lord, and that's my haven. And it's my personal intake on it, and I just want to share it with the people, you know. So
yeah.
that's pretty much all it is, man. And yeah, man, it's my story, how I found it, how I got there.
I think one of the things that was interesting for me about the record was you are known for turning up.
And I still turn up.
You definitely turn up a lot on there, but I think there's a lot more personal records on here. You know, you talk about your singleness, you know, and some other topics that I think you hadn't really dived into before, man.
Yeah. Because I even though I can be loud and extrovert and crazy and explosive and whatnot with my personality, there's still more towards me, man. It's still a lot more about me than just turn up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I am a real person with real feelings and emotions, real frustrations and concerns, and those parts of my life come out too. So I just wanted to share that with the people.
Yeah. As I mentioned before, you know, the whole topic of being single, man. How difficult is that? I think because people don't always understand, just because, I mean, you're on the road with Lecrae a lot, you're doing your own thing a lot. People don't know there's Christian groupies out there. Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not, you know, it's not just this easy thing to I guess remain pure is probably the best way to put it, man. How are you able to kind of manage that, despite obviously the desire you talk about in the record to be married someday?
Man, I think the only thing you can do, because I mean, you're married, man. I mean, you know, purity doesn't stop once you get married.
That's a good point.
So I think it's just more so just a heart issue. You just got to continue to work on the heart, and that happens when you dive into the scriptures and be around people that really knows your heart. You can't do heart surgery if people don't see the heart. And so it's being aware of what your issues are and talking about them.
Yeah.
You know, having people challenge you. You know, I'm around brothers that really know my struggles and wrestles, and they challenge me on it, and they also keep me accountable to it too. So yeah, man. But no, it's not easy, bro. I mean, you get stuff tossed at you all the time. And just because it's Christian doesn't mean people ain't got like ill desires and ill thoughts, you know, that could have you, you know, be sat down in ministry, or that can have you lose your career. So, yeah, man, you just got to be careful. You got to protect the heart, protect the mind, man. So, yeah, there's no formula though.
Yeah,
I wish it was.
Yeah, I feel you. How would you say you've grown as an artist between, you know, your 2 mixtapes, Loose Cannon Volume 1, and now Mad Haven?
I would say more so, man. I've grown as a person, and I think that's more so changed my music.
Sure.
Because I think there are certain things that I used to care about and really be concerned with, and now may not be as much as I've grown older. And certain things that I never really thought about or was concerned with, and now I'm probably more concerned about those things. You know, so, you know, I mean, back in the day, I was always concerned about being the hype guy, being the party, the life of the party. Now, man, I'm more so concerned with still having fun, and you know, I guess what we call turning up. But at the same time, I'm concerned with, at the same time, being real, being me, and sharing my heart with people now, and just at the same time seeing things in this world that are not okay and start talking about them. You know, so I mean, I think I have a more so care and concern about things that are a little bit more important now than I mean, I've just matured, I've just grown up as a person. So, you know, but as far as artistry wise, you know, I think lyrically, you know, I feel like I was challenged to just, I guess, step it up at the same time. And at the same time, perspective wise, back in the day, you know, before people actually really even knew about me, I tried to be all super deep about, you know, the Bible and whatnot. But usually when people think you've grown in maturity, they think that you've grown more and more deep about the Bible. But to be honest, it's more the opposite. I'm more so in the position where I'm like, man, how do I make this stuff flesh out?
Sure.
You know, rather than telling you everything that I know about the Bible. So I've grown in that aspect where I don't feel like I owe Christians a sermon in every song.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know, so
You actually got a song talking about that on the record.
yes, I do.
Yeah. What has Lecrae meant for you as a friend? Obviously, like we all see, you know, you guys travel together, you serve as his hype man. But I know the relationship began much like way before y'all got on stages and, you know, you were, you know, kind of helping him out, you know, do his thing with his stage show. You know, what has that relationship meant for you?
Yeah, Cray has taught me a lot about being a man.
Sure.
Cray's a real dude, man, and people always talk stuff about him, man, and I'll be the first one to say, man, like, if somebody was to say that stuff to his face and I'm there, I might lose my career. I love that dude. Nah, for real, man. Like, just to be real, man, people say stuff they don't know what they talking about, man.
Yeah.
And I know Cray don't need nobody to stand up for him, but just the amount of respect that I got for him, man, like I knock somebody upside their head for him. You know, let's be real. Don't get it twisted about this rap stuff. Like, yeah, no, it's for straight up. But he's taught me to be a man. He's taught me, and he's still teaching me. So no, there's no point of a rival, but, you know, it's taught me to be a man and how to be responsible, how to be a leader,
Sure.
most of anything. But at the same time, man, how to just live life responsibly. You know, I was very young when he met me, man. I was like 14, and you know, I was a kid, immature, didn't care too much about any responsibilities. And man, he groomed me out of that, man. Like it took a long time and it took a while, but he was very patient with me, man. Very loving. He brought me into his home, let me live with his family, let me see his side of the father figure or the husband, and it's taught me much, man. It's taught me much. A lot to look forward to, a lot to look up to. Crazy type where he's like, man, I don't care how good you can rap. I don't care how talented you are. What I want to see is that you grow and be responsible. And he's definitely showed that in my life. He's implemented that in my life. He's demonstrated that in my life. And you know, I got much respect for him. You know, I mean, when it comes to music, yeah, we play around, we cool and all that, but my respect comes towards him when it comes to just, man, outside of music, apart from music, just what he's done for me outside of that. You know, he's helped in music, but he's put the biggest impact in my heart outside of it. So
how hard is it now with this album, and it's like you're touring and, you know, concert series and shows, and you're almost stepping out of the shadow of being his hype man? How was that transition?
Well, I think, man, I think it does get a bit difficult because, you know, Cray does a lot of shows, and when he's not doing shows, I'm doing shows. So I don't really get to be home much, which means I don't really get that much rest. But I think it's been helpful though, and I think it's been healthy because I still get time with him, and I still get to see how to sustain a platform when there's so much stuff going on. How to, at the same time, like how to when you do get home, how to turn it off, or when you do get home, like how to continue to maintain and sustain life at home, and build with people at home. So I mean, it's been good because in all of this, physically, you can't do all this on your own. Like, you have to have a dependency upon the Lord. Otherwise, man, you just gonna like go crazy. Yeah. But everybody's not built for it. But what I do get, the blessing is I get to see him in his atmosphere, and I get to see how far he goes. And then at the same time, I get to see, yo, this ain't what everybody think it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I get first glimpse of what it really is, looking on the inside rather than looking on the outside. So by the time I'm rapping and doing my own thing, I can be like, you know what, it's cool. I don't gotta really fight and rush to get to where he's at because it's not as dope as what everybody think it is.
Sure.
You know, so it's a way to keep my heart close to where he's at, so into a reality. So
it's good. It's good. DJ Wado, Canon, more with him in a minute.